masculines, my fellow twins, welcome back to another video. Here we are, just going to give you an update on the energies that I've been sensing. We're in the full moon of Virgo that we had, and honestly I feel Virgo, the hard parts of Virgo is that they live in the mind and they're very anxious energy all the time. I don't know a Virgo who doesn't overthink absolutely everything. And so that's the energy I'm feeling. It's very heavy. It's been heavy for some time with the retrogrades, and I think it persists even within myself. I do feel it. So feminines and masculines, this is a message for the collective overall, both energies. Even if you're a feminine embodying more masculine, and if you're a masculine embodying more feminine, I'm sure you guys are going to feel them out. And so you guys know I channel these messages, and last night I was just in writing mode, and I was channeling the energies for the twins and masculines, but I feel this is a combination. So I'm just going to read my notes because obviously I wasn't going to remember them with my own low energy as I've been experiencing. So feminines, the energy I'm picking up from this full moon, honestly, it's heavy. So I feel a lot of emotions. Emotions are running high right now, and there's just a lot of doubt, a lot of self-doubt. So uncontrollable thoughts creating self-doubt here, and I do feel that within the masculines and you feminines as well, but strongly in the masculines, because these shifts are obviously happening heavy on the masculines, and so it will affect you feminine. So I'm going to speak to it like if it's mainly masculine, which honestly it is strong masculine energy. So realizing the stagnation in their life, realizing all the misguidance that they've had in their life, and so everything that's caused them stagnation, and the misguidance obviously leads through from childhood, but it's everyone, friends, just growing up as the different stages in their life, even the friends they've had, the friends they've dropped, and the new friends they've had, their colleagues, their co-workers, their career, how all of this has kind of really molded them. And so there is some stagnation now because it's almost like there are question marks around all of it. So the misguidance and attachments that kept them buried in pain and living in a robotic life, reinforcing the dark sides of them that was scorned. Wow. And so that was really deep. I'm going to tell you guys, these energies were really deep. So I'm going to read that again. So the attachments that kept them buried in pain and living a robotic life, reinforcing the dark sides of them that was scorned. And I do feel this is mutual energy between the masculines and the feminine energy, where we've kind of lost ourselves in this day-to-day, and obviously it's what we learn, it's what we see, it's what we saw growing up, and then it brings a dark side of us, because the truth is it's when your soul awakens, you realize the detachment, the imbalance within yourself, where you're actually not aligned with that version of yourself, or those attachments that, it does take you to a dark place, and it takes you to that space of who am I, and that question of who am I, right? And that is not an easy space to be in. I know feminists, this is very heavy energy, making huge decisions to make shifts and changes. And at this point, masculines do know, and I think both, again, collectively, do you know this is a time to make big shifts? And I feel a lot of you have been pushed to make, with the retrograde energy, have been pushed to make shifts in your lives. And I think it's created tower moments. And so the way divine works is the tower moments that are given actually are painful. And most likely the masculines and feminines have been finding themselves in a space of having to make changes before, and then the nudges were over there, but you kind of were ignoring them. and then all of a sudden divine gives you the same lesson, but this time it's so much more painful, and the purpose to that pain is to finally put you to action and to make a change. And so surrendering to that action and not causing resistance, because the more resistance you have and the more resistance you put, the process and the transition becomes more painful. And so you want to like have your, it is a struggle. I know, easier said than done, but find those spaces where you can find yourself in solitude, which we have been doing a lot. If you guys saw my last reading, a lot of hermit energy for masculines, and then feminines, we're in and out that energy only because obviously feminines are usually farther along in the journey, and so the recovery for the feminines are a lot easier than the masculines. The masculines kind of like it's much more heavy. Yeah, and so here I found suffering, low energy, lack of self-worth and confidence. And so again, it's the self-doubt. This is the doubt of themselves, of their identity. And for those masculines who connect with the twin flame journey and understand it's a spiritual journey, and so some masculines understand the twin flame journey, but some masculines are learning about a spiritual journey, which either way it's okay, because the problem is making them go within. And this is about the heart awakening, which I did pick up with what they want you to know. But the discomfort in the heart awakening, because it really is, I feel like I'm even sweating right now, because it's a huge discomfort for the masculines to be in these emotions, and it's very depressive. I have to say, feminines, it's very, very depressive. I really feel low energy. And so I'm hoping they don't fall back into old patterns. And I think some masculines will temporarily, but then the shifts will eventually put them back on path, because it's almost another test of how bad do they really want the change in their life. And so here, the discomfort with the uncertainty of life and what's to come. Yeah, so it's just very, everything they know, it's obviously being like shattered, and all the question marks in their mind. And it's going to be in cycles. I do feel it's going to be in cycles until they're able to come out of it on their own and truly operate and go within. So the need for control, but the towers are here to stay. So realizing, and honestly, what I picked up from this is their need to control. And it's like they believe they can control the towers, but the problem is these towers are here to stay, and they're going to continue to happen. And again, the more resistance they have, the more painful the transitions are going to be. So they will reach, I feel this energy so heavy, that they will reach a surrendering place, which we had in the last reading. So I see why Spirit gave us the messages last, with the reading. I think I posted it on Wednesday about the sadness and the surrendering, because this was in preparation of full moon energy that was heading our way. And then for some of you, you've already been experiencing these cycles. I experience cycles much ahead. So I think I kind of just experienced the cycle last weekend. But a lot of you will probably be experiencing the cycles, especially the masculines. And so in what they want you to know is heart awakening, right? The evolving. So they are evolving. The heart awakening has been here for a while, but it's like, what I always feel is this closing and opening, closing and opening. And again, it's that need to control their understanding and their understanding of themselves on a spiritual level, because that's not what they're used to connecting with. And at this point, it has brought them to their knees in terms of their emotions. And I do feel these are things they process on their own, like really on their alone time. No matter who's around, or it doesn't matter, they do spend a lot of time alone. dealing with this, whether it's internally, and for those who have like, who don't get that private time alone, I do feel it's a lot more of a struggle with them. And I'm not like, even I think the reason I'm sweating right now is just because of how painful the holding within is, like the holding of the emotions, the needing to be like, well, maybe when I'm in my for those who don't have privacy, you know, maybe when I'm in my bathroom, I process. Maybe when I'm in my car, I process. Maybe when I go for this walk, I process. And imagine if you have to schedule your emotions. And I think because the heart awakening is so, it's pretty much there. There's no hiding around the emotions that back then maybe the scheduling of when to process emotions worked, but it no longer doesn't. So it's almost more painful when it's happening. And then again, you know, there's forgiveness and apology, and there's a lot of them understanding their feminine now in terms of what you've experienced and what they're experiencing now, because they see you in a different light, you know, especially with the expansion of the heart, because now they're in connecting with source, but wanting to love things versus wanting to be mad at things, and understanding the love and its spiritual significance to what they are experiencing, right? So understanding that there is a significance to the connection and what it's mirrored back. And so this is love of source, and them finding peace beyond the 3D, beyond through their day-to-day, and finding peace on a more spiritual level. It's something I feel they're trying to understand, but also knew they desired for a long time. So I do feel like some masculines have like this discomfort of connecting, and maybe even talking, and find it weird to connect on a spiritual level, because again, it's something they can't see and something they can't touch, and that to them, it's like, how can that be real if I can't see or touch? And so that is a bit of a challenge, but I think they're very much in a place of exploring that side of themselves. And so void has the experience, you know, void has them experiencing fear, both feminine and masculine here. So both of you experiencing this void, and I feel like the energies right now are so, like, if you're feeling very emotional, or just this intensity of discomfort or restlessness, it's and feeling like something's missing. I just feel an energy, something's missing. That's just a void. And the void is because there is some fear of losing, and then you can't pinpoint what you're fearing of losing. And so I think this is a space to be an observer of what you actually fear of losing, and then eliminating that, because anything with source and love, when you plug into source, you feel full, and the love is always there, so nothing is missing. And so coming to that safe place, knowing that you have everything you need, and everything that matters. If you believe in source's love, then you are filled with love. And this is what I'm saying. So surrender to source. Because if you believe in God and source, then you have everything you need. You know, you weren't really missing anything to begin with. And that will help you center yourself. And so twins are in a cycle of soul searching. And so I think this Virgo, because that's what Virgo does, right? Virgo's the hermit. So we are embracing that hermit energy with the Virgo energy right now, which is the Hermit card. So let's pull some major arcana for the masculine spirit. What is the major arcana shift for the masculines right now with this full moon? What is the major arcana shift for the masculines? The Hanged Man, seeing clearly. My God, and you guys know, like, if you've been watching my reads, like, it's just so much illumination for the masculines happening, right? So it's time to view things from a different perspective. You have the blessed gift to see past the current situation and envision amazing possibilities. Don't worry, the pause in momentum while you rethink your plan won't last. Embrace your uniqueness and allow it to serve you. We're going to pull one for the feminine spirit. So give me one for the feminines. The major arcana shift right now for this full moon for the feminines. the Wheel of Fortune, a happy change. And so this is a turning point for you, feminines. So your angels have heard your prayers and have banded together to create real and joyful changes in your life. Events begin to move forward and great progress will now be possible. You may need to make some rapid decisions due to the suddenness of activity. Be confident and trust the guidance you receive. And so I think there is a nudge for a lot of you feminists. I'm seeing there's a lot of changes. And so whatever that fear is, there's some level of stagnation. So we have Hangman, and as I'm seeing this masculine, feminine energy. So find where you're at, because, and it could be a combination of the two. Either way, it's bringing a big turning point in our lives. And so here is the moon, of course, because here we are with the moon energy. And so much of our intuition and insight is being, tested right now in terms of how much we trust and how much we've grown, right? How much we've grown within ourselves, because the whole point is always growing. And let's see, Spirit, what is the guidance? What is the guidance for this full moon for the masculines? Give me the guidance. I want to see what the guidance is. What is the guidance for the masculines? No. I just need one, Spirit, just one. All right, so I'm going to take one, but trust your intuition here. So time to go within you, because this is the first one that fell. And I don't know, this is compass, north node. So yes, this is about trusting themselves to go forward. And so time to go within. You have a strong sense of knowing what is right for you. Have trust in your own inner knowing and wisdom. Your inner guidance is never wrong, which is what I was saying with that moon energy that we just saw. This is about trusting their inner guidance. And so this is also about trusting what's happening within, because obviously there's so much self-doubt. So Spirit is basically emphasizing the need to just embrace the silence and understand that the self-doubt is actually bringing clarity. And if you sit still, then you'll be able to hear it, you'll be able to hear your inner guidance and your wisdom within yourself. So Spirit, what is the guidance for the feminines, please? There's one card for the feminines. What is the guidance for the divine? Of course, I knew it. This kind of came out and I didn't want to pick up. Love. So you're in the vibration of love, feminines. So love thy neighbor as you love thyself. The highest vibration in the universe is love. Open your heart and let love in. Only then will you attract it back to you. And so again, you being in the high vibration of love, it is what it is. And bottom of the deck is divine timing. Of course, the universe has got your back. Trust that everything will work out when the time is right for it. There's no such thing as a coincidence. And again, the focus here is trust. So we're experiencing a lot of doubt right now, right? These harsh energies of this full moon is really shaking things up internally for ourselves and putting us maybe too much in the mind space. And so Spirit is saying, go within, trust the heart. Be in the vibration of love. This is about trusting your heart, because source lives in your heart, not in the mind, right? Mind is the ego. And although the heart has to guide the mind, once you start to love, once you start to learn to live a life on the vibration of love and in the heart, then obviously things are much more clear, which is how you create all the boundaries outside of yourself. And this is a big turning point, of course, of cleansing a lot of things and moving yourself and shifting yourself again with the Wheel of Fortune, because I feel like these are big changes for both the masculine and feminine energies, for the collective as in general. So let's see, what are the energies for the twins right now, Spirit? Both masculine and feminine energies. What are the energies? What's going on collectively for the twins? Going on collectively for the twins? Oh, geez. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. We're gonna look for more, but look what just fell out. Dark Night of the Soul, Contemplation, and the 3D. This is definitely there's so much going within. So much is happening in this time, and the energies are tough because it's really bringing some of you in a dark in a dark space. It doesn't have to go dark, remember, because these dark night of the souls is never ending. Illumination's always happening until we really start to take ownership of our life and then raise that vibration to love. Because once you reach that vibration of love, you become to you live in a space of more forgiving and less attachment. And so because you just love, you just have a love for everything and an understanding for everything, and having no judgment. So you release the judgment, you release the ego, you release the attachment, and you no longer put yourself that pressure of how things need to be. You just have more of a surrender to life and more of an acceptance to life. Obviously, when you're in a place of love, you also are living in a just place, right? Because this has to do with a lot of the empowered empath. And what I was saying, you guys, self-worth, right? There's a lot of challenges within self-worth here with the heart awakening. Let me just give this a quick shuffle, and then we're going to pull some more of what's happening with the twins. But this is just really a lot of contemplation, right, on the 3D of what needs to be released, of what no longer you care for. It's just a lot of internal, and again, divine timing. This is meant to happen. Turning point with the Wheel of Fortune, right? Because it's shifting you. So what else, Spirit, for the twins? Give me more for the twins. What else is going on for the twins? Give me more for the twins. Wow. Masculine is very present here. So what came out, of course, is patience. And again, that's divine timing. And so cycles, right? So patience to what this cycle is, what is coming up for you. Commitment fell out. And this is obviously, I feel this is the connection, right? So the vibration is the inspiration. The vibration of the twin journey is the inspiration right now. And that is what's inspiring. And heavy masculine energy. Remember I said, these emotions are heavy on the masculine due to the self-doubt. And I think when feminines are pulled back, so feminines, some of you may be feeling like this pull back on self-doubt. Remember, the masculine lives in the mind, and that has more to do with your masculine energy being pulled back, which is why Spirit is saying stay in the frequency of love, stay in the frequency of your heart. That's where you belong. And of course, masculines have to be with their intuition, which is also feminine energy, which will align them also to you, and the frequency of love. And so here we have divine masculine, heavy masculine energy, observer, understanding, again, contemplation. This is a lot of this work happening. And again, look at that, abandonment, wanting fresh start. So there's a lot of needing to clear. I'm going to pull a few more. Give me more for the twins, collective, Spirit. What else? Oh, geez, I don't need all this. Hold on. I'm going to leave that one, but we'll pick it up. What else for the twin, Spirit? All right, so what do we got? We got these two. Yeah, so union and then bound. And so these are things they're bound to, right? So there's the inspiration to the union of the connection, but also the questioning of what they're bound. And this is getting an understanding. I've been telling you guys, spring, right? Getting out of this stuck energy, understanding their free will. And here goes those towers. And so these are in cycles. This energy will be in cycle. Wow. And look what we have, devotion. So I'm gonna leave these here because honestly, this is all what's happening. Here we have devotion, and now divine feminine is here as well. So this is both of you are experiencing these emotions in very different ways, but these transitions are going to happen. And this shift in the spring, honestly, I really do feel a lot of you, it's very brutal. For me, it's definitely been extremely brutal. It's been one of for me, this season is more challenging. What's peeking over here? You guys can't see it, but look what's peeking over here. Twin flame. So, yeah, so look, numbing, new direction. And yes, balancing the scales. So this is just a lot of for some masculines, I feel there is some avoidance. So this processing is not easy. Dark night of the soul is never easy. You want to escape it. Yes, who doesn't want to escape this energy? But this is patience, divine timing. So source is not going to let you, you're not getting away from this. This is something that needs to get done. It needs to get cleared and it needs to get processed. So it is what it is, feminines, to be honest. It is what it is. So let me just pull, let me see an energy, Spirit. So give me an energy here for the masculines. What's the energy check-in? A Tower and stabilizing, man holding a coin for the masculine. So storm warning, right? Stabilizing their life. This is a shakeup of their stability. Some of them, it is about their finances. It's just a shakeup overall of their life, of what they've seen in the 3D, because this is man holding a coin. Again, what appears in their 3D life, the things they've been attached to on their 3D life. The shakeup is, it is what it is. So what about for the feminine, Spirit? The energies for the feminines. And the energy for the feminines. I mean, feminine, seriously. Very cute, feminines. Of course you are. Woman holding a heart, right? You're in the space of love. So Spirit is just confirming, carrying connection. Live in the heart space right now, feminines. This is, they're in the mind, they're in the physical. You need to be in the heart. And this is just where the balance is. I just love when Spirit confirms these things. And then I love in the bottom of the deck here is journey, right? So this is just a journey, a number 2, which is both of you operating to make decisions to balance your life. There's a lot of reflection also happening with the number 2, right? So duality, the good without, you can't have the good without the bad and the bad without the good. So this is about duality, and this is all about duality. Actually, you know what? Let me see. Now, let's pull some tarot. Spirit, give me some more energies here for the masculines. What else? Spirit, give me more of the masculine energy here. What other messages can we give for the masculines? What other messages can we give for the masculines? Okay, so steady progress, Knight of Pentacles, right? Getting clarity. It's slow. So high fire signs. Wow, strong fire. King of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the Star. And I feel this is really about the healing process, right? Aligning themselves and just really staying focused in their vision. So masculines, if you're here, obviously this is going to be slow, but this is obviously leading you to your star. And remember, we saw the compass before. This is about your North Star, the star. This is about your alignment. So you're realigning, universal alignment. You're realigning yourself, and it's a charge forward. It's, yes, with the fire energy, it's a lot of passionate energy here, but this is because this is aligning to your passion, to your true sense of self, to your soul, because the wands are the soul. And this is double confirmed about your soul. So the progress to your soul is going to take a little bit. Ace of Swords in the bottom with the Fool. So, you know, this is gaining that clarity, and it will have, and it's an activation, right? Because I love this card, and the Fool is activation. So it's activated, this breakthrough, right? Ace of Swords is giving you breakthroughs and awareness, this awareness to this shift. You're gaining so much from this Hangman perspective, and it's just shifting your soul to where you truly desire. These towers are serving a purpose. These storms are serving a purpose. So what about the feminine, Spirit? Give me the energies for the feminines. Okay. Give me the energies for the feminines. Jeez. Come on. It's this guy who wanted to pop out. Give me the energies for the feminines. Okay. So we have strength that came out, right? And this is your courage, right? Courage, feminines, to move forward, charging ahead with the Chariot. So you're just really, this is a good time. You just stay within your resilience, your resilience, because again, you've done this more than the masculine have, right? You've been in the heart space longer. And so your resilience to these changes, these shifts, is really important. We have Page of Wands, and we have Two of Swords and Three of Cups. And what I'm sensing here with the Page of Wands is just a little bit of resistance here to making decisions, and maybe it's not the right time. You know, for some of you feel like it's not the right time to make decisions, but don't get stuck on it, right? Trust that you do have guidance. Three of Cups here. Trust that you do have guidance, your community. Maybe reach out to friends that you can lean on, that are genuine, connections that are genuine, to help you get more clarity. But this is a time where a lot of change is. I think you also are fearing some of this change for some of you, which you're causing your own stagnation. Again, there is some indecision. So Spirit is saying, don't be scared, right? With the Strength, don't be scared. Just continue to move forward. It's leading you. This is a turning point. And yes, sometimes the Wheel of Fortune is just as uncomfortable as the Towers, because you can't see it. This is just universe taking the hand, right? And basically pushing you. It's like they're pushing both of you, like, okay, here you go. You got to make these shifts. And so, yes, there will be some indecision, but I think Spirit is just really emphasizing for you to just trust your intuition at this time. So let's see, what are the emotions of the masculines? What are the emotions that the masculines are processing? Let's see what they want to know. What are the emotions? I mean, yeah, look at this. So sexual, let's play, and healing. I know we can fix what has been broken. And I really feel, again, sacral energy, masculines obviously heal through sacral as well, and this is healing through sacral energy. And honestly, with those who have been intimate, you guys know how I feel about sacral energy if you watch my reads. Sexual energy for a lot of these twins, I think with these twins, I guess I'm picking up, have been in physical contact and had physical union in terms of sacral activation. In my connection, my twin and I do a lot of sacral activation when we started our journey, and it really has brought a lot of healing. And so they're understanding what this healing has brought, because it was a level of intimacy that brought them back to their heart space, right? Versus what that connection looked like with anybody else, the intimacy with another person. And it's not just, it's not just the sexual intercourse, right? It was the experiencing, the level of intimacy that was happening in the form of expression of the sexual union that actually made them feel healed afterwards. And so when they no longer have that sexual energy from you, they start to realize, wow, I always felt better afterwards. And it's the healing. And you feminines can probably vouch for that if you know how to use sexual energy. I know for me, once I understood I was in this journey, I surrendered to it early on, and I understood the sacral activation between my masculine and I was actually really important. So I never looked at it. I never put any negative energy towards the union, even if I didn't see my masculine for a long time. I knew that if I am being drawn to him and we are being brought together for this moment, it's because it's going to bring a healing for me. And understanding that and having that acceptance within what the activation of the sexual union does, they are understanding now, right? Because the void is what creates the fear as well. And an understanding, because now they can feel it. Voice versus you always being there, they never get the space to feel it. So now they will, right? So let's see the emotions of the feminine. So give me the emotions of the feminine, please. Wise. I love it. And what do we have here, feminines? My owls. It's an owl. So cute. I found the wisdom needed to change my perspective, and know that you do have the wisdom. Do not stay in this indecision. Trust your wisdom. Trust that, you know, in these cycles, yes, this Virgo energy is making you feel maybe too much in the mind, but just remember, you have gained a lot of wisdom right now, feminines. And you are wise. And I love here we have mutual energy, strength. Your strength inspires me. And this is the strength I think Source is both guiding you both with. But you also have strength here. So finding the courage also, feminines. Oh, and bottom of that is surrender. Surrender. And it says, can we forgive and forget? And again, if you guys saw my reading the other day, you know, surrender was very big, and forgiving and forgetting, which obviously, the energies only shift so much, you guys, you know that. But when the full moon comes in, they're very potent, I have to say, very strong. So let's see what the masculines want you feminines to know. Let's see, Spirit. So what does the masculines want the feminines to know? This is bringing a lot of change, honestly. So trust the process. Even though you are not in my life right now, you still are the best thing that has ever happened to me. Right? Gratitude, you know, and they understand that. Why is this meant? You're the one I've been looking for. You complete me. Yes. I know that you are the other half of me. I mean, could they not see this anymore? I'm going to leave it at that, because our masculines are obviously... I'll read this bottom one. You were never the problem. I was just caught up in my own pain. And they know that. There's a lot of clarity that's coming to them in this moment of that pain they were experiencing, Spirit. So what else? What is the mutual energy for the twins? What is the mutual energy for the twins? What is the mutual energy for the twins right now, please? What's the mutual energy for the twins? Mutual energy. I want you now. 26, aggressive. And there is that void, right? So the I want you is the void. And then here we have 38, consistency in the bottom. I promise to make it all up to you. And there is that energy, of course, of the commitment to making things right, bringing in justice, right? So Spirit, this is now for you feminines. I just want to see what your guidance, Spirit, what is the healing guidance for our feminines? What healing guidance can we give our feminines? Just pull this last message for you guys, and then we'll close this read. Healing guidance for our feminines. Too many. Okay, that one called, of course. Give me one more. Okay, so 2. So we have self-care. As you take better care of yourself, you become ready to receive greater blessings and abundance. And I think Spirit wants you to be comfortable to receive, right? Being in the heart space is knowing to receive. Awareness. Allow yourself to become more aware. Infinite joy awaits you. And beauty. It is the hunger of the soul. It is you. And know the beauty within yourself. I think this is about nurturing you at this time. Again, being in the heart space. So knowing the beauty of what this journey does bring. I think when the growth happens and the feminine finally realizes, because I think there are a lot of feminines in stagnation that I've noticed in other readings, and I'm okay with my twin flame readings are probably not the most viewed, but I could understand why, because I focus more on the energies of the connection and the growth of the connection versus focusing on keeping you stuck in the obsession. Because when you finally grow in your connection, which is, I want you all to get to where I'm at, is understanding that the journey was always to bring you back to yourself. And when you finally find that full love and live in this high vibration of love for you, you'll cry so hard, and you'll feel the love of Source. This emotion with Source is so beautiful, And that love that you'll feel in your heart from source, no one can give it to you, including your masculine, I have to say, because this is really remembering source. And the reason you love your masculine so much is because it's you remembering the love of source. They remind you of the love of source, right? You're just seeing their physical body. Well, who you really love is their soul, and your soul is remembering where you belong, and it's your soul, and that is to source, plugging into source. So I'm going to leave it there, masculines and feminines. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, but please like, share, subscribe, click that bell button if you enjoy my frequency. But with that said, live always relentlessly in striving aspiration. This is the evolution of your soul, and I'm here to nurture you. Until next message, bye.